Hey guys, so as we get ready to start our unit on rocks and minerals, weathering and erosion, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things in this unit that are going to seem odd at first. Number one, all these great rocks and minerals kits, would you hide those, set those to the side, put them away? Think about it. I've got a big bag of minerals here, a big bag of rocks, and if I were to pour this out on the table in front of me, think of how overwhelming and just how much is going on cognitively when I have all of these rocks and minerals and we've got this lab going on and it seems like it's going really well, but how well are your students really connecting to the content? I'm going to ask you in this unit on rocks, minerals, weathering, erosion, and deposition to focus on teaching a few key concepts so well that our students are experts in those concepts and they're not being confused by other things. Those mineral kits, these bags of rocks and minerals that there's no way, it would take me forever and I would have to probably find a gemologist, a geologist, a mineralogist someplace to figure out what all of those things are before I could even use them. So put those away. Take out a few samples, and I'm going to go over a few of those samples with you. And really, there's just one that I want you to focus on. And you'll see by the end of the unit why we're going to focus there. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to do, you know what these are, right? This is food. So I'm going to ask you in this unit and in the next unit, weathering and erosion and deposition, I'm going to keep using that term, don't use any food. We want to be focused on becoming experts in local geology, Florida rocks and how they're produced, why they're important natural resource. We want to be experts in weathering, erosion, and deposition. Deposition, deposition, deposition. I'm going to keep coming back to that. That's an important, critical word, and I don't think we use it enough. The last thing I'm really going to ask you to do is put a note card maybe or a post-it someplace. Get away from the teaching of sedimentary rocks and equating that to layers. And I'm going to tell you why. Last week I was out here and I'm going to show you today how we do that. We're going to mix some up today. We're going to create some sedimentary rocks. And so I was going through that process and my daughter was watching me. She's in 10th grade now. And immediately she started off by saying, "No, Dad, that's not how you do it. That's not how sedimentary rocks are formed. You got to do it in layers. You got to do it in layers. You got to do it in layers." And she kept coming back to that idea that sedimentary rock is formed in layers, which in one aspect is true. Yes, they are formed in layers, but if you're only teaching that sedimentary rocks are those rocks which have layers in them, I could be looking at this sample of sedimentary rock that I'm holding in my hand and I see clear layers in there, but that's not sedimentary rock. This is actually a metamorphic rock. If I look at this sample of rock right here, which is a sedimentary rock, there are no layers in it. That's not visible. It's not evident to me. So try to avoid using the word layers in this unit. Yes, when we look at the majesty of the Grand Canyon and we see layering of sedimentary rock, that is absolutely appropriate. But think about the rocks that we find here in Florida. Here's a sample of limestone that I picked up just outside, and I don't see any evidence of layering. If I look at this, I would not determine, if I've been taught that sedimentary rocks are layered, I would not identify this as a sedimentary rock. So we're going to become experts on sedimentary rock. We're going to become experts on limestone. And through the course of this unit, becoming expert on these rocks is going to help us when we get to things like igneous rock. Here's an igneous rock right here. The first time I saw this, I thought it was mislabeled, misplaced. This is igneous pumice. But if I'm not an expert on my rock types, I might not recognize that as pumice. Okay, so we're ready to move on. We'll get into the unit now. We'll start going through. And the first thing we're going to do is talk about the formation of sedimentary rock.